A lot of our water resources are being stressed right now, whether it be drought or people pulling water out of the rivers. It's really important to understand how that impacts our rivers and fish and aquatic resources. I grew up as an urban youth in the DFW area, and my idea of what a healthy river looked like was like a channelized river and stream. And so I grew up not knowing that we had native fish in Texas or what our rivers were supposed to look like. And I actually met my husband in high school, and he took me on my very first fishing trip. And I'm like really nervous going into the water because I don't know what's in there, and being introduced into this world of the diversity of out there and what's healthy and what's not, and our streams are beautiful across the state. That's what really got me into fish.
Parks and Wildlife in the fisheries side of things kind of has a dual mission in that we want to provide fishing and usage, but also maintain a conservation focus and maintain the diversity of fish that we have in the state.
A lot of people have Texas pride in Texas. So showing them species and rivers and critters that are found nowhere else in the world. Like for example, like Guadalupe bass.
Just a little guy.
It's important to Texas as many other native fishes in Texas are important. The Guadalupe bass, however, is one that the public can identify with a lot more easily. A bass is a lot more charismatic than a minnow. It's an entree to the public to kind of understand the value and the pride of having these unique things adapted to our state. Guadalupe bass is the only place in the world it occurs is in the streams of the Edwards Plateau, the hill country of Texas. They exemplify some of the really beautiful things about Texas. So what a tragedy to lose that.
Travis and Nate are going to go down as they come this way, and we'll be able to scoop them out right here. The state fish of Texas is Guadalupe bass, and in the 1970s and 1980s, smallmouth bass were introduced to some of our streams in Texas. And Dr. Garrett and others at Parks and Wildlife noticed that there's a hybridization issue, and we didn't realize that was going to be an issue when those were stocked to begin with. So in order to start addressing this, we started a hatchery program. We can tell that this is a Guadalupe bass. If you look down the side, he's got some coloration patterns that go down the side. We bring in Guadalupe bass from the river, from locally right here. We've collected them from here, and we put them in the hatchery. Once they're in the hatchery, we're able to make millions of really small baby Guadalupe bass. When we bring the Guadalupe bass out from the ponds, we bring them into here until they're ready to be stocked out into the river. So these are our holding tanks. It's a numbers game. We're trying to put lots of pure Guadalupe bass back into the rivers, so the smallmouth and hybrids don't have as great of a shot as reproducing. So we're able to use these Guadalupe bass to kind of reset the genetics of our local streams.
We're gonna come upstream this way. We're gonna release all the Guadalupe bass right here in this flowing water.
Today we are going to be stocking Guadalupe bass into the Guadalupe Basin. This project is what we call the Guadalupe Bass Restoration Initiative. And not only is the stocking a component of it, but we also are working on a watershed basis. So we work with private landowners, we work with local watershed groups, universities to learn more about these systems and how Guadalupe bass thrive and persist in these systems. One of the things that's also happening very rapidly in the hill country is, land's being split up and divided. And as more people develop this area, it changes the whole look and feel of our aquatic system. So it's really important to work with those landowners to have them realize how special it is and that they're caretakers of Texas.
If nothing else, if you don't get anything else about it, see them as indicator species. And what we call an indicator species is one that when it's healthy, that means the system it's living in is healthy. When it starts to decline, it means the system is declining. And this is how we've explained to a lot of, say, a West Texas rancher who goes, what good is that minnow? There's plenty of minnows. And we explain, this minnow's been here for several million years, and in the last 2 decades, its numbers are going way down, which means there's something we're worried about with the river. I don't know what it is yet, but that fish is telling me I better look. And I guarantee you the light has come on in the eyes of so many of these skeptical people, and they go, oh, okay, I get it, because I love the river. There's plenty of minnows, but I love that river, so y'all go study it.
We have several studies going on for Guadalupe bass in the Guadalupe River. One of the ones is we're marking them to see how far and how fast they travel. I feel like my position and the work that I do is really important to Parks and Wildlife mission, and how we engage with our natural resources is because we're charged with caring for our natural resources, right? It's not a one-person job. This state is way too big and there's way too many species. If we lose these species, we don't get them back. So if we can take care of our rivers, we can work with our landowners, we can learn more about them with universities, then we keep what's here and we get to share that with our kids later. I mean, we've only got one shot at this and we don't want to lose what we already have and what's really special to Texas.